All right, hello. Happy Tuesday. It is official. Summer is over. Um, the kids are back in school. I'm a little sad because I have a high schooler now, but that's just part of life. So I'm looking at what's going on here. We've pulled back into an area where I'd typically be looking for a long trade. I'm just a little concerned with the strength of the MACDs down here, and they're turning down here. Might be an invalid concern. I want to see. Yeah, there's no way I could take a long right into that right now. It is moving slow enough that we could watch grass grow, and I think my child may graduate from high school by the time this gets moving. So I'm not looking to just hop onto anything right now. I'm looking at my highest time frame right here, and price came down, hit this area, a couple times yesterday. I took a peek at it. I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not going to try and trade this. It was so slow I would have fallen asleep. And it was the last day of summer for us. But this came down, hit the support area, basically made a head and shoulders to the upside. So now it's crossed back up. What I'm anticipating at this point is a possible pull down back into this area to about 34 or so, and then either a push back up or we continue back down and break through this area. But according to this, it's looking like it's trying to push to the upside. And then if I bring up my daily chart, that's not it. Oh, there it is. The daily chart. I'm just looking at what happened here. We still have those strong EMAs to the upside. The MACDs did break through the zero line and into the EMAs, but we've had a very, very strong trend to the upside in the daily chart. And you can see, we've had divergences, and it just continues to break through them. I mean, it doesn't mean that it will go up forever, but right now, it's looking pretty good for it. Anyways, these closed hard at the bottom, and this didn't push down too hard, so I feel like I should be in a long trade right now. This area is just held up for a little bit, and it's pushed things to the downside. This isn't coming down with a ton of strength. I may give this one shot to the upside, possibly to hit up towards here. Kind of hold off for a moment. Just looking at some of this previous behavior. What's that? Came down. Let's just continue up. There's strong EMAs up. Give it one shot. It's not filling me. I don't expect this to go real far, but I can't go any higher than this, so I'll put my risk in the wrong spot. Oh, shoot, didn't get me. Yep, so there's a no-fill. It's been a while since I had a no-fill. Yeah, these are slowed down. This is popping to the upside. Ooh, wish I'd have been filled on that one. But by the time it got up in here, it was going to really compromise my risk, because I wanted it back here, although it could have gone right behind this little bar. It feels like it's a little too close too quick. So, you win some, you lose some, and you don't even get some. I did attempt that one. I am going to put a little arrow here. I plan on taking that out, which would be right about here. Getting out as soon as this shows me my first sign of a slowdown. Actually, we'll probably take the first one out right about here. That would be right around 2 points. So take the first one out at the area. That reminds me, I'm going to do... Don't make fun of my names. Is it this one? I'm not going to be doing multiple targets. I actually need to put this, I like to put them on the spot where I said that I was going to enter or exit, so that way I have more of a clear perception of what I chose instead of just having it off kind of in the area. I'll pop on through there. Okay. Reaching that area, bouncing off. Reversal bar happening here. So it's happening on my 10946. Now, digging along at this point doesn't sound like a very good idea. You've got a lot of strength coming down in your MACDs. You have a ton of room to run back to this EMA. When it pulled up here, these MACDs didn't do jack diddly. So, really not looking to just turn around and jump back into a long at this point. Could it go up from here? Heck yeah, it could. I mean, you still have MACDs pointing to the upside on your 10946, but you also got to remember they take a lot longer to turn around, because for every one bar that prints on here, there's 4 that print here, there's 8 that print here, and there are 16 that print here. So that's to say it goes the same for the BBs as well. For every BB that prints, there's 4 here, 8, 16. At least I think that's the ratio. That's the way it was when we did the Russell years ago. So, this would be setting up for a short trade, which does have some room to run down to this area and even down to here, like we discussed earlier. The issue is taking reversal trades in a strong trending market. And you can see you've had a pretty strong push to the upside. Reversal trades, I don't want to call them suicide, but they can be. They could be a great way to give back everything you've ever earned if you're not confident in that reversal. I'm not taking a long trade with those MACDs coming down like that on the 610 and the 1597, which it could go up, absolutely. But after having a pretty decent reaction off of this area here, which if you look back and the history of this particular area, it's held up the show a couple of times. You get a W pivot here. Who knows? It's definitely a spot to take along, but I just don't feel very confident in it. I don't know if it's so slow that I'm just like struggling today. This is definitely trying to head up. I'm not sure about this, so I'm going to be a little cautious. Don't like this one. It was turning to the upside, but now it's kind of pushing down. I'm going to be prepared to jump out of this one pretty quickly. Definitely not taking the full 1.25 off of that. This one I don't care for. I really need this one to pop up in order to stay in this. If it stays downwards, then I'm getting out. I'm only going to let this take 3 ticks from me. This is starting to turn. We got to go up right here. There we go. When it hits this area, what's it going to say? Just really pulling my stop in tight as it's closing on this area, but I do have some areas in the far off distance that I'm looking at, which is why I moved my risk or my target up just a hair. So it's starting to roll up. That's a good thing. Don't think I'm going to let this come and take anything from me. I think we're good though. Even when that pulled back, that baby didn't do anything. I feel as if I move it into a break even right now, it's a little too quick. But we are still at this area and it hasn't pushed through like I'd like to see it do. Another thing that just kind of concerns me a little bit, it's a little bit lower here and this is not rolling up. So where my stop is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is where it should be. But I want to be right behind these little bars. I'll give this just a sec. Oh, I don't want to be way back here. Be right here. Pushes up, will be 2 ticks right behind here. So I don't really push down or up at this area. That's where I'm finding my issue. This pushes up where we're pretty golden. This has started to roll just a little bit to the upside. It's not a super strong area of resistance here, so I'm not really, it's held a couple of times, so we look at the history of it. So just kind of hanging out here. This really needs to push up. That's the 2-point mark. This is still rolling up. The next area is way up here, which I'm not willing to hold for. But I do like to put my target off in an optimistic way. There we go. Now I'll move to break even. I'll take my 2 points, take the money and run. Getting the start of a reversal bar here. We'll go ahead and take that out there. I'll just put it back and I'll just hit the close button. There we go. I pushed up. It created a reversal bar here. This may still go up further, but I'm good. I mean, I think I took a 1.5 points. Yeah, so I got 3 points in total. You know, this could very, very easily pull back into this area and just bounce right off of it. I'm going to turn these off over here because it is kind of getting in my way. But whenever it kind of shot this bar down a little bit and started to create a reversal bar here, which, you know, the reversal bar is not created until the next bar happens. It's the potential for a reversal bar. So, yeah, I mean, here it is pulling right back into it in the area that it's going to possibly push up to where I had my initial target, or my next target, which was, it was just a tick or so above, right here. It's just so weakly pushed up. And honestly, it's moving so slow that, you know, even though I'm really seasoned in this, my hands were starting to get sweaty. And I'm like, oh, if my palms are sweating, that means I'm holding on for the wrong reasons. I'm holding on because I'm hoping instead of because I'm really reading. And so also with all of this distance back here, and let me take these off real quick. I'll pull this over. And with all this distance back to here, I'm anticipating the pullback. I just don't know when is going to happen. So, yeah. And I was looking at distances to run from here, and that's where I came up with this next one. Although, you know, I could have just as easily taken my 2 points, have 4 points, and be done with it. I just want to see if this is actually going to go up and touch it, or if this might be a spot that it gives a reversal. And as you can tell, I am not a fan of sitting here all day. I get so bored, and then I start making up things that aren't there. So, instead of doing that, I'd maybe take a trade or two. You see, oh, there it goes. Ha-ha! It probably is going to go to my next target up here. Yeah. This is actually something that I get on some of my students about, and I just did it like in an area where it could pull back and continue. But, hey, as I say, I'm a human. Okay. Well, I'm going to go do some other things. I haven't worked on my curriculum in a very long time, and I know people have been asking me about it, and I feel like a jerk saying, no, I haven't done anything with it. And it's really, there's a lot that goes into it, and I have just been not in the right mindset for it. But I'm always here if you have questions, and definitely willing to help. So I may come back and trade more later, but as for now, trade. That was 3.0. What time is it? It's 10:30, so I've been here for about an hour. Started about right here, and that puts me at, you know, basically like pretty happy with that result. So maybe I'll come back later and take another trade. Maybe I won't, but I'm going to go ahead and end this video for now and catch y'all on the flip side.